live. You're live. Oh my goodness, we're live here. Okay, oops. Hold on a second. It says we're live. Okay. Don't know if this is recording. Testing 1, 2, 3. Howdy, pipe pals and gals. Okay, let's see. I'm trying something kind of new. Well, not new, but just, well, yeah, I'm doing a live stream. I'm doing a live stream here. Yeah, live stream. Okay. All right, on my iPhone 10, not the 10s, just the 10. Okay, so what do we got here tonight? More Wolfbane Van Helsing. We have got, it's October the 2nd, the Feast of the Guardian Angels. And I got my Halloweeny pipe, my October pipe, which also known as the Robert Burns Macaulay pipe. There we are, in all of its glory. Love this pipe. One of my all-time favorites. Um, mm, mm, mm. And in it, I am smoking the Sillums in the blue can, the Blue Danube here. Okay. Okay. It says I'm live. I don't know if I'm live or not. That's good. Wunderbar. Sehr gut. Okay, well, so hope you're doing well if you're watching this video. It's old Holy Smoking Pipe Padre coming at you live and in person on the 2nd of October. And I'm testing you with my blue snowball mic. And so hopefully that's working, getting a little bit better quality on the audio there, okay? Because I think the last video I made, although the video was okay, the audio quality wasn't that great. Okay, so here I am in the cloud of knowing. I got somebody just sent a thing there. Can hear you loud and clear. All right. Okay, love the pipe. Yep. ADP08 says, love the pipe. Yeah. This is one of my favorite pipes. Okay, let me just start off here. I'll keep my glasses on just so I can see some of the comments. It's kind of interesting that I can actually read comments on I'm doing this live on my iPhone. I was going to try and set up a live chat tonight with the new GoPro Hero 7. I think the camera's right there. Camera's right there. Okay. So I was going to do a live chat with the GoPro Hero 7, but I couldn't get it quite to connect. So you'll have to forgive me. Maybe I'll just do this. Do that there. That looks kind of a little weird. I'm sorry, but anyway, I guess I'm okay with just doing that. Yeah, I can see a little bit better. Glad to hear you're doing better. Well, thank you, Vincent. Ojeda, Señor, ten piedad. Okay. Buenas noches. Buenas noches, Señor. Okay. You know, the last few days, I have to tell you, I have just been feeling great. I'm getting shaved the last couple of days because I'm kind of scraggly. But I got to tell you, I'm just feeling really great. Hello from Costa Rica. Okay, Harrison Abbott. We have a parishioner by that last name is Abbott. Are you an Abbott, by the way? You know, Bishop Abbott, you know, hierarchical priest, mediaphoric priest. So anyway, nice to see you all. Those of you who kind of decided to kind of just say hi. Kind of great here. Wanted to say something. I had a comment, and again, it's okay. I'm not too upset or offended by people who might have something negative to say. I'll try to respond, I wouldn't say necessarily in kind, but I will try to be kind in my comments back to you if I choose to, if I think it'll help, if I can either clarify my position or maybe get you to think about your position without it becoming kind of going toxic. Yeah, so sometimes I might respond to a negative comment and sometimes I won't. Only because I think sometimes people just want to, they want to vent, they want to just, they just want to, get it out of their system, vent their spleen, and so there's no point in really arguing. And sometimes it seems like maybe you run the risk of trying to justify yourself or, one way or another. And again, it always comes off less than. I guess I'd say that. It comes off less than. But this pipe here was a what's called an estate pipe. And even though it was not cheap, it wasn't like super duper expensive. And the reason why I share that is because somebody kind of said, hey, how can you call yourself a priest and buy iPhones and cameras and expensive pipes? And let's see, first of all, need to understand is that a diocesan priest is not the same as a religious priest. I know it sounds a little odd to some people. What do you mean you're not a religious? I thought all priests were religious. Yes. What I mean is I don't belong to a religious order. I am a diocesan priest. Most diocesan priests are, they don't live in community. They don't take a vow of poverty. And although some people think that, all priests have a vow of poverty, we don't have a vow of poverty. In other words, we can own private property, whereas a religious priest is not allowed to own private property. So, so sometimes people might kind of question, well, you seem to have, interest in iPhones and cameras and pipes, and well, I mean it is a pipe channel, I guess. Of course, I haven't bought a brand new pipe except that one pipe I think I bought, which turned out to be kind of more of a quote unquote, I guess a marijuana pipe. I mean, to me, it would just seem like a pipe. Pipe's a pipe's pipe, but somebody pointed out, they said that's more like a kind of a druggy pipe, and I thought, well, maybe you're right, but at least it was a wooden pipe, and I bought it here in Chico, and I think I spent like $35 on it. So, but anyway, and it was a nice little pipe. I think it was a different kind of wood. I forgot the name of the wood it was. Maybe it was maple wood. I think it was a maple wood pipe. Anyway, so I digress. But I'd say the majority of the pipes that I have were estate pipes. And if you're getting into the hobby, and the reason why I bring this up, if you're getting into the hobby of pipe smoking and pipe collecting, you might want to think about buying an estate pipe. Now, some people have strong feelings about this. Some people kind of feel like, I really don't know if I really want somebody else's pipe. But once they're cleaned and sterilized and polished, and they're beautiful. They're like an heirloom, I mean, unless you really were to just smoke the dickens out of this and burn a hole in it, which with some pipes who have say, can I ask what you're smoking there? Okay, yes. Sillums in the blue can. This is the berry flavored, like Frankenberry. Count Chocula. Remember those cartoon cereals? Say there's Frankenberry and Boo Berry, I guess, and Count Chocula, and but anyway, there was a Frankenberry. So there you go, Frankenberry cereal. Those are the days, right? I don't even know if they make that stuff anymore. Hopefully they don't. Kids will live longer. So, anyway, so yeah, been smoking my Macaulay pipe. Got a little Elsie fur right there. Let's see if you can even see that with the iPhone 10 camera. Aha, you can kind of see I inhaled one of Elsie's little furs. Every now and then I find a little fur on my coffee cup or, in the basin. Elsie likes to drink water, flowing water from the faucet in the bathroom. So when she's really thirsty, she jumps up there and like looks at me like, "Hey, stupid, turn on the tap," and I go, "Oh, okay." She has me trained well. Yes, my little kitty. She's outside hunting something, so right now she's not around to make a little cameo appearance. Maybe later. Who knows? Oh. So anyway, I just wanted to say, for those of you who are watching now live or watching later, yes, I have to say thank you to all those of you who wished me well and were kind of happy about my health and my recovery. And yes, I am, day by day, I'm really starting to feel a whole lot better. And just being able to not be so crippled up and, it's really nice. I mean, again, I don't like to call attention to myself, believe it or not, but the reality was, when I stopped and think about it, I was partially crippled. I could barely, I could walk, but I could barely walk without any pain. And I couldn't bend over. I didn't have mobility and movement and flexibility. It was just, if I could walk barely. But anyway, so I'm really grateful that I've got most of my mobility, my flexibility, and the ability to walk without any pain. And, like I said, I'm almost getting that close to where I'm going to go try an interval run, maybe the next day or two. Try out the new GoPro Hero 7, which has supposedly got this really super great, which they claim it's just as good as being on a gimbal. And I've been watching some reviews, some early adopters who have got the GoPro Hero 7, got it fired up, get it all, tuned up and everything. And so I am looking forward to doing that. I really am. So anyway, so I'm trying, okay, vaccines are dangerous, necessary but dangerous. Yes, I have to agree that I believe, again, I cannot prove, that the vaccines, the shingles vaccine, caused my flare up with my back and my nervous system there. But a lot of medical people that I've talked to said it's very suspicious, especially because it came in 2 doses. And the first one I got about 6 months ago, and then halfway through, after 3 months, 4 months, I got the second shot, and within 36 hours, the exact same symptoms in my lower back, the exact same thing. It was like a nightmare, like a summer rerun. It was incredible. So correlation, I know, doesn't prove causation, but it just seemed to me that, there was something going on. And then I found out that some of the side effects, actually that was one of the side effects. Although the pharmacist at the store told me I had nothing to worry about. But when a person went on research, a doctor, they said, sorry, they weren't totally honest with you. Again, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not, thinking about getting a lawsuit or anything. I am grateful that, I've got most of my health back, and so I'm just grateful. That right now I'm just enjoying life again. I'm being grateful. Even though I missed kind of, really, being fully involved in life, because when you're in pain, and as I said last video, I won't repeat everything I said last video, but there was that sense of it's very taxing when you're trying to just kind of cope and manage chronic pain. Anyway, I'm just really grateful. I think that's the thing right now. I love gratitude. Gratitude is, to me, one of the greatest things that we can experience as human beings. Especially, again, I think gratitude, a lot of people don't. There are a lot of unhappy, bitter people out there, and all they do is all they do is that's all they eat is bitterness and anger and angst And again, I understand people that are in chronic, more serious pain than I was. Okay, they've got they've truly life-threatening illnesses and diseases and cancer and everything. I understand. I understand. So I'm not trying to say if you're you you shouldn't feel bad. I'm not saying that, because when I was feeling bad, yeah, I felt bad. But I tried to force myself to at least do some quality of life. But I did find at the end of the day it was hard. It was just really hard to kind of do all the extra enjoyable things, even though a couple times I tried to do that and was like, well, I'm kind of here, I'm going to try to, gut through it and still, but I think that now that most of the pain's gone and I can enjoy just normal living, it's just a real wonderful thing. And so I'm just so grateful, and I know I probably said that way too much, but I mean, I'd rather be grateful than grumpy. Yeah. Okay. Well, this video is entitled "The Anti-Hero." The Anti-Hero. What's the Anti-Hero all about? Well, in relation to what I talked about last video about Brett Kavanaugh, Judge Brett Kavanaugh, and I was thinking about this. A lot of people have said essentially that, well, yeah, the high school years seem to be the dodgy, the fly in the ointment, if you will. Like, well, wait a minute, look at this fact that he drank so much and drank to blackout, and he obviously, or most people would say, he did these bad things. Again, doesn't seem to be a lot of proof to substantiate the accusations. In fact, Rachel Mitchell, the gal who interviewed Dr. Ford last week, pretty much came out and said yesterday or today that there's hardly any corroborating evidence. I mean, she said that, and she's again a sex abuse prosecutor, and she said she couldn't bring a claim even if she wanted to. There's just nothing there to substantiate her allegation. But before this kind of really started getting into the, when the creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti kind of decided he wanted to chime in and all this. Hi from Napa. Hey, Warsaw Piper. Napa, golly, that's pretty close to where I live. Obviously, I mean, I used to live in Green Valley a number of years ago. I loved my Green Valley life experience. In fact, if you look back on some of my earlier videos, you'll see I made a couple of videos from the winery that I used to live in. Really missed that place. No, not because of the wine, but you make of that what you will, okay? But I just loved living there. It was just a beautiful place to live. Sometimes. Hi from Florida. Hello there, Olive Wood Piper. How are you? Thanks for saying hi. Let's see. So where was I? So anyway, kind of got sidetracked there about living in Green Valley at the Rock Creek Vineyards there. And this pipe was there. I made videos with this pipe. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. Oh no, more than that. At least 6 or 7 now. Yeah, about 5, 6 years ago. Anyways, a video there. Really missed the little place, my little cottage in the Glen. Yeah, a little wine in the winery. So anyway, so the thing was, before this all got really truly creepy and just really nasty, I guess, there was a sense that you would hear people say, well, gosh, this guy, he's lived a pretty darn good life. I mean, not when I say, sometimes when we say he's lived a good life, we kind of think, oh, he's had all these breaks or privileges and all that. No, what I'm talking about is he's led a pretty virtuous life, from all accounts. All the people that have known him, and some people back to high school, said that this is a decent, good person. And I started thinking about that. I was driving around one day, and I go, maybe that's part of the problem. This is before the accusations came out. Now, I think I want to say Gabe. Gabe. Uh, he made a couple of comments, and he said basically the reason why people are against Kavanaugh is because he's pro-life, and I would have to say, yes, that's very true. That's very true. But I think that before things got really salacious and really into the sexual realms and all this stuff, all those innuendos, most people were just saying, well, he's he's a very conservative moral person, and that even by itself is enough to make a lot of people run for the hills, because they feel that moral conservative people are going to try to force theocracy on other people, and it's like, well, no, that's not true. But at the same time, they're not going to let other people try to force their view of the world on the rest of us either. So there's going to be like a kind of a pushback, a resistance, like, no, you're not, sorry, we're not going to go socialist in this country. Sorry, sorry, we're not going to do the anarchy thing. Sorry. And I always looked at conservatism, whether it's in religious life or political life or economic life, is sort of like, well, the only argument that Dems have for believing this woman is because she's great. That's against common sense. She's great. Well, okay, if you think she's great, I mean, I'm not going to disagree. I don't know if she's great or not. But anyway, I got kind of sidetracked there. So the thing is that so again, conservatism basically. Oh yeah, okay, very good. That's Warsaw Piper. Gotcha. Understand now. Thank you. Got it. The thing is that conservatism is necessary for society. It's sort of like, it's like having your skeleton. Now, most of us don't really ever see our skeletons. Guilty until proven innocent. Yeah, that's where it's at right now. I mean, unless you break a bone and you get a compound fracture and you see your bone sticking out, that's probably the only time you're ever really going to see your skeleton other than in an x-ray. But I mean, we don't really think about it. We don't think about our skeleton that much because it's covered with muscles and nerves and ligaments and tendons and the skin and muscles and skin. So yeah, we got that. We got this organ here, our skin, which is an organ, and that's what we experience. That's how we experience life. But you have to have, or else you wouldn't be able to stand up. You'd be a big pool of blob. You'd be, kind of like, I think you look like a fried egg. Yeah, you kind of look probably like a fried egg with little eyes looking up. That's about it. If you didn't have a skeleton. Well, you need to have a skeleton if you're going to be a human being. If you're going to be a bipedal human being, you just got it. That's just necessary. It's part of the whole thing. And unfortunately, a lot of people think, well, conservatism is bad and evil. We got to get rid of it and everything. So anyway, so getting back to Brett Kavanaugh, I think originally, before everything got into the dungeon and everything, sounds like Edmund Burke. Okay. Before we got into the basement dwelling places, the thing was that Brett Kavanaugh probably rubbed a lot of people the wrong way because he seemed too good. He seemed too perfect. And I started thinking about that. America right now, when I was growing up, there was always the hero. There was always the good guy. The reason why I probably am a priest today is because of those Bing Crosby movies. And most of the movies that showed priests, they were good guys. And they were doing great things for people and for God. And they were heroes in their own way, like doctors and, well, even lawyers. Oh, yeah, actually, when I was growing up, professions like doctors, lawyers, and priests, and even cops, those were all the good guys on TV or in the movies for the most part. But then in the 50s, things began to change. we began to get introduced to the anti-hero. In other words, he was the guy who, he had a dark side. He had problems. He was kind of, well, he was kind of creepy. He was somebody that, you know, his motives were mixed at best. He had flaws. Maybe he was a hard drinker, you know, kind of like PIs, you know, private investigators. Those kind of characters always have been kind of the maybe the forerunners of the anti-heroes, you know. And oh, I got my pipe cleaners right over here. Got to get that dry pipe going. Yes, sir. Yep. Okay. Yep, there we go. Always got to have a pipe cleaner. My little kitty cat loves these afterwards. I know I sometimes worry that she's going to get a nicotine thing, but she always doesn't seem to. She seems to be fine. So anyway, the anti-hero was introduced in the 50s, you know, rebel with a cause or rebel without a cause, whatever. Jimmy Dean. And I think Asphalt Jungle was one of the great movies. I think it was Glenn Ford, and you know, kind of hard-boiled characters. I think he was a teacher, and telling it like it is, and that kind of thing. But most of the people, you know, when I was growing up, that you know, they were you had clear, defined heroes. But now most characters, if you take them seriously, they're the anti-hero. They're the guy who's complex, you know, like the last Batman Superman movie. You know, old Gary Portier can probably do a dissertation on that. Hi Gary, if you're watching. And the thing is that, you know, they made Batman and Superman dark, and a lot of people complained about that. Like, well, you made my heroes kind of dark and brooding, and they're having a bad day, you know, tugged on their cape the wrong way or something, you know, or looked at them funny, and they're like in your face. Yeah, are you talking to me? You know, somebody peed in their pipe or something, you know. Just got up on the wrong side of the cowl or something like that, you know. You know, got up on the wrong side of the Superman cape. I don't know. Maybe they're just having a bad cape day. I don't know. But anyway, the heroes came out. And seems like that's what people prefer. They don't like their characters too morally, well, squeaky clean kind of, you know. It's like they don't like that. I remember after John Glenn died, there's a little gal that does a lot of space NASA stuff. She's very, very talented. I mean, I don't always watch her, but once in a blue moon, I'll watch one of her space science videos thing. So I think it's called Space Facts or something like that. I can't remember her channel name, but right now. But anyway, she's entertaining in her own way. But anyway, I remember when she gave a little video documentary about John Glenn. And she literally said that, well, people like that we just don't really relate to anymore because he was too morally perfect or something, or was too morally straight or something. You know, I thought, that why would you say that? But again, I think that's where people have been led to believe that there is no such thing as a good guy. There are no heroes. You know, hero ain't nothing but a sandwich, right? That was in a book, kid's book. And, you know, that kind of attitude. And the whole sense of, you know, exceptionalism, somebody, you know, striving to be a better person, to do things, you know, kind of in a selfless way, not always altruistic, but truly being the best they can be so that they can be truly a good force in society. And you know, we make people, we kind of ridicule people and go, oh, what are you, a Boy Scout? You know, and so unfortunately, a lot of people don't like people that are considered, kind of moral people. It almost looks like there's a person in my eyeglasses there. Is there a person behind me? That's weird. It looks like there's a person there. That's kind of strange. See what I'm seeing right there? Yeah, right there. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, it's just the lights, but from where I'm sitting, it looks like it looks like a guy in one of those Guy Fawkes masks, right, standing there right behind me. Maybe it is. Ooh, ooh. Mr. Nightmare. But anyway, so I just think that that's been part of the problem all along with Judge Kavanaugh, is that he has, up until recently, Guardian Angel. Yep, Guardian Angels, Feast of the Guardian Angels today. Warsaw Piper, that's right, you got it. Dzień dobry, much mush. Anyway, okay, Jonathan, if you like beer, enjoy, and I salute you. I don't have a light beer with me today. I have a coffee. Hello from Phoenix. Hello, Desert Piper. But anyway, so that was just talking about the anti-hero as you compare him with Judge Kavanaugh. Now, it's interesting. Some of you probably know Kavanaugh likes beer light. You like beer, Senator? I love that when he says, yeah, he even said he embraces it. He goes, I drink beer. I am isn't lying. And then he turned it out, one senator goes, hey, Senator, do you like beer? He kind of turned it around on him. The thing I liked about that, now I know a lot of people, again, it's interesting. They didn't like Kavanaugh because they thought he was too perfect. And yet when he got feisty with the people last week, then they turned against him for that. I mean, he could have gone in there and just been really stoical. But I really thought it was kind of cool because he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer and a judge. And he knows how to play that game. They were playing games with him, and you know what? He played it back. I like that one senator that was trying to, I won't say, I have, sometimes will he get the votes? I hope he will. I'm not overly concerned. I think he's probably going to be confirmed, even to the chagrin of the Democrats, but that's another story for another time. But I just thought it was so cool that he was able to basically play their game and beat them at it. I just thought that was the best thing. And when he finally just said, you know what, I am not going to let you people smack me around anymore. And I think it was old Senator Leahy. I'm not going to say what I really think about that gentleman. But it was so funny because that Leahy was trying to say, well, he wrote this book here, and there's a character in there, and is that you? And he kept saying, and he tried to give an explanation of what that book was all about, and they didn't want to buy that. And finally goes, well, I got to ask you, is that you? And he goes with this really cool looking little smile on his face, I don't know. You'd have to ask him. And it was the perfect right time. And even Leahy goes, that's fair. You're right. But it was like a super lawyer taking on these other mediocre lawyers. And I just like that. Now, speaking of lawyers, and I'll probably close with this on this live chat, and that is good old Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul, right? Slippin' Jimmy. I don't know if you saw the episode that just recently aired. I just saw it this morning. Jimmy McGill is the anti-hero. He is probably a very wonderful, multi-layered character that really kind of explains what I mean by anti-hero. Now, an anti-hero doesn't mean they're necessarily evil and bad, but it does show them with all of their, hello, Jacob from South Carolina. Okay. Oh, Jacob from South Carolina. They're saying hi to Jacob. There's no Jacob here. Unless that's the guy I'm seeing in my glasses here, that creepy guy there. Oh, my goodness. Okay, got 4 there, 10 people watching. Hey, guys, I got 10 people watching. That's... How about you all? I mean, I hope you're getting something out of this. But anyway, so Jimmy McGill, Slippin' Jimmy, Better Call Saul, Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad, you know, he is a kind of a typical anti-hero. And that's what I mean by anti-hero, okay? Now, he's not a bad person per se. It's interesting because sometimes, even though he is looking out for number one, he does seem to have a good heart. Although he's very narcissistic, that's true. Very self-centered, kind of the same thing. What do you think about Lindsey Graham's defense of the judge? Personally, honestly, I thought, and I said this in my last video, I thought Kelsey Grammer was channeling Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird. You know, when Atticus gets up and he really, you know, shames those people for their bigotry. That Tom Robinson was innocent. There was no way he could have beat up Mayella Ewell. See? Now, see, Mayella Ewell was beat up by somebody, but it wasn't Tom Robinson. And I believe that Christine Ford was probably, you know, accosted by somebody, but the evidence clearly shows right now, unless there's a smoking gun, unless there was some biological material like Bill Clinton's legacy on Monica's dress, Monica's blue dress, I don't think you got him. I don't think there's any evidence whatsoever. And so that's the problem. You've got to have the evidence in order to accurately accuse this person. Hi there. Dead Mouse 1. Hello, Dead Mouse 1. My kitty cat would like Dead Mouse 1. Actually, cats like live mice. Yeah. I don't think they really like a dead mouse. They look at it like, oh, this is so beneath me. My cat would do that. But anyway, so I think Jimmy McGill, you know, what Better Call Saul is this what I'm trying to talk about. He's the anti-hero. And I think that a lot of people today don't have a real distrust for people who seem to be morally you know, straight. You know, it's like you know, they don't trust that. They think, well, there's got to be something there. There's got to be a dark side, you know. And we don't have a lot of faith in the goodness of people, and I think that's sad. Now, to be sure, there have been a lot of people who have abused trust, without a doubt. Yes, some of them are padres, a lot of them are teachers, and the majority, from what we find out, is that a lot of them are family members, good old-fashioned family members, and that can mean dad. That can mean a stepdad, that can be an uncle, that can be a grandpa. And yes, it can even be female members who have abused children. So it's not just guys. You know, that's the other thing. I saw this video week, and it was almost a 2-hour documentary on school teachers molesting children, and every single one of them was a lady. Make of that what you will, okay? Again, I think we're finding out anything, we're finding out that this is not just isolated, this molesting thing is not isolated just to one group of people, one class of people, one profession of people. The abusers are people from all walks of life, doctors, teachers, priests, ministers, rabbis. There was even a rabbi I saw. Okay, so mostly are family members, people that the children know. So anyway, getting back to the anti-hero real quick, as I kind of probably close out this little live stream, is you know, it's something to think about. Is that you know, we have a tendency now to want to bring people down. Off topic. Any new tobacco that you've tried lately and you? Well, yeah, I again, the Stillums in the blue can, this berry flavored, which is very good, and I really enjoy this this Blood Red Moon. This is really I really like this a lot. It reminds me of some very. Okay, hold on a second there. Okay, unfortunately, your comment was a bit lengthy and it just disappeared. I apologize. I don't know if if you can resend it so I can kind of look at it. I'm sorry. I think you were asking me a question about a friend who was abused. I think that's all I got. Dunhill Elizabethan mixture. Oh, this is from Jonathan Howard. Have I ever tried that? No. I think I saw, is it Pipes and Stuff? I think there's a guy named Pipes and Stuff, or I think, anyway, he taught, or maybe it was their Padre. There's another Padre on here. Yes, very good. Stuff and Things. Yes, Stuff and Things. I think he did a review on it, and I believe Padre Piper, is that his name? Piper Padre or Padre Piper? He's another Padre that's on YouTube. Really nice guy. Almost as good looking as I am. That's him. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think he did but I thought he said that mixture was discontinued, or he had one of the few tins that was available or something. It's sort of like Kingfisher. It's one of these kind of esoteric blends that they don't even really make anymore. And if you bought it back when it was still on the market, well, God bless you, but I don't think they make them anymore. Guy has been beating up a girl I know. Should I drive to his house and beat the you-know-what out of him? I know. Okay. Well, that's not good. Well, that's not good. Well, what's not good? I just got 2 messages. Some guy asked me about should he go beat up somebody that he found out beating up somebody. I wouldn't say take the law into your own hands, but definitely call the police. Definitely call the police. But anyway, so this one here, and I was going to open this up. The reason why, yeah, this has a very fruity, very almost fermented fruity smell. Cherries, when they start getting a little bit on the super ripe side, they get that kind of very ripey, fruity, almost fermented cherry smell. This captures that perfectly. The blend being discontinued is not good. Yes. Well, I agree with that. I don't like it when they discontinue blends, but I guess they do that. Again, pipe smoking is kind of a very esoteric hobby. Most people don't really think about it. They kind of think about it as some arcane, kind of went out with jousting. Sound, I don't like the name. What? Oh, Blood Red Moon? It's just a name. Oh, yeah, cult. Yeah. Well, I'm not too thrilled about that one either, but, cult just means a small group of people, basically, that are a cult is a small group of people that, Dunhill has ended. What? Oh, my goodness. Really? Dunhill? So there's no more Morning Pipe or what's the one that's the really potent one? Oh my goodness, I still have a tin of that. Oh my gosh. Yes, they're selling out. Oh my goodness. Oh, and they're getting away from tobacco. Wow. Political correctness strikes again. Yep. There's no more nightcap. Oh my gosh. No more nightcap. Sorry, that's almost like hearing your long-lost uncle died. But while you can, I guess I need to go try to order a couple tins and cellar them. Man, that's terrible. Now that's injustice. Now that's something to be upset about, let me tell you. No more nightcap? That's like one of the most... It'd be like saying we're going to get rid of Beethoven and Bach or something, I can't believe that. Well, okay, so there you have it there, Pipe Pals. I've been on here for almost 45 minutes. Just want to say thank you for those of you who've been kind of joining in and chiming in and saying hi. It's nice seeing you all. You can buy Sam's I guess, at Telford. I'm going to get soon resell like a frog. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up because I would like to get a couple of tins of nightcap before it's all gone. Wow, that's tragic. That's a tragedy. Well, anyway, it's kind of nice. If you learned something, I learned something tonight. Maybe you didn't, but I learned a few things that are at least endemic to the pipe smoking community and the hobby at large. Hmm. It's been my Halloween pipe, my Robert Burns Macaulay pipe. Good night. Good night, dear Prince. Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Okay. So thank you all. And light up your world, light up your pipe, and we'll do this again sometime soon. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Now, how do I turn this off?